Welcome back, ladies and gents, to our fourth map of tonight.
That's a little bit inclusive. What about the other genders, huh?
Wow. Triggered.
Yeah, you uncultured, unworldly,
Okay.
unsmart.
Hello, people of the internet.
What about the aliens? What about the animals?
That are just tuning in to watch some CS. Yeah. That would be pretty cool.
Shout out to my dogs and cats.
We are live into the second best of two's second map between Mousesports and eFrag. It is Inferno, as you can see. What's the choice of eFrag? So it's starting on the T side, and Nico, very aggressive push down. Banana is going to land himself a frag, but does get traded out. One way back in the T spawn, or T side of things, I should say. Dennis is going to push down Banana as well. So eFrag have a potential to try and work onto A side, try and sell this fake with Victor and Spy Leader, and that seems to be what they're doing. Lots of tags onto Chris J, down to 4 HP, looking for the kill onto Next, and they landed as well.
I wonder why Next came to trade or came to peek that. That was a little bit risky, but at the same time they would have been all active in the A side. Now it's Dennis to have some pressure put on him. In construction, the best place to be for this situation, but oof. Not when that happens.
Well, he's the guy in Overpass who landed the 2 sick one-taps from long, I think. So I was kind of half fancying his chances to do a bit of damage to eFrag. That's not the case. Bomb's been planted now. And Chris J thinking about maybe just saving the USP armor. I mean, it's still going to be useful with this defuse kit. They do have equipment to lose from this point.
Yeah, you just can't win the map. It's just B a harder site to retake. I don't even know what's harder actually. A is probably easier than B. Like A, you could throw a smoke and it would be hard to spam because you don't even know where like they'd be diffusing from. B is like just impossible to get into in the first place. Yeah, just you know, they're saving a few $100. You don't want to do it, but it's better than just throwing it away. And having a chance to win this round here means that they won't have to spend extra money on a kit and armor if they decide to armor up. And yeah, it looks like they're going to do that. Map that is very friendly to eco on.
It certainly is. Yeah, it's the Deagle with 4 5.7s, and if Nico wants to peek down Banana with that Deagle, honestly, it is very, very rough to play against from a T's perspective. Because those one-taps are a very real possibility.
Charlie and his angels.
Never saw that TV show either. Rip.
It's a movie.
Is it? I thought it was a TV show. There's the one deep though, from Nico. Wasn't it like an old TV show that was also made into a movie?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Never saw it though, to be honest. That's gone horribly wrong. Chris J with his second kill!
What a dick.
That's not the response I was expecting. 2 sick kills, what a dick.
Oh, the flank here from our third.
What a
Kevin, hello.
What a hold though from Mousesports. Like Chris J, again, he did the similar thing on Cobblestone. He got 2 frags, nearly a third on long A, and now he's doing the same on mid. That's got to be demoralizing from eFrag, but they're going to go right back into their pocket and dig deep and come out with Tech 9s and Kevlar. I know you like my Deagle. That's even worse, man. Like, that's going to trigger people so bad. Not only do you get the one dig, but then you rub it in afterwards.
Maybe he's a very charming guy, and he can just rub the salt in the wounds, and still people love him. It's the Mike Tyson of CS.
He bites people's ears off.
I'll dig you till you love me, mate.
There's so many jokes I could go with, but let's just go back into the game where Dennis is landing headshots and Victor is going to answer back as well. Mousesports again are holding this well. They have lost 2 players. The bomb is going to get planted for eFrag, so it's not a complete loss in that sense, but they need Bubble to step up big here and at least kill a couple more players. I feel it's a good flashbang. Lands on 2, so for a couple of moments isolating Chris J from the rest of his team. He will get taken down, and Bubble's making a real go at this. You know, he's picked up 2 frags to 1 and that's the headshot with the Tech 9.
What?
Bubble pulls off the 1v3 clutch. 4 kills that round for him. Massive.
Oh my god. Unreal.
I'm thinking maybe if he, gets a kill, well played. He's got a bomb down already. I did not anticipate him getting that clutch whatsoever. What a play. Mousesports now will be forcing back into this one, trying to reclaim some of the weapons that were lost in that previous round. Again, it's Nico with a D, or God B with a 5-7. Next is going to peek out, get the frag for the CT side. The DM4, and he goes down to 56 HP. Next is going to be landing the shot onto Spy Leader while running away.
Fade away.
This game is back and forth throughout. This is how Overpass started as well. It was just very close, and then suddenly Mousesports started to edge away.
Yeah, it's just that will E-Frag be able to deploy 5 rounds T-side? That would be a feat on this map especially. Oh, then it's a good start there.
And KL looking to take 2. That flashbang doesn't land quick enough as far as Nico is concerned. If it had been a second earlier, could have very well peeked out and got the kill instead. Nex is in a horrendous position in that kind of scenario, but you can understand why he's there with the bomb down. 1-on-1 is another clutch situation. This time it's
So
Dreamer.
blind.
The second flash is going to land as well, but not quite enough, and Dreamer survives with 7 HP. Second consecutive clutch. And Rippin' Pepperoni's Kevin, who has left the server. He's back.
I wonder if he was in the best spot there, going towards mid. If he like he had the bomb. He had the bomb, but he had to peek out of mid to see it. So like if he was at Arch or if he was at Cubby, would he have been a better spot to just get that straight spray down? I wonder. I don't know, but I wonder. I'll wonder forever, actually, for the rest of my life. If that was the best angle.
You'll go back and watch this demo every day. You'll obsess over it.
I'll recreate every scenario.
And then maybe you'll find out, was it the best?
I'll go back in time. I'll build a time machine to go back.
And make sure he doesn't sit in that position.
Yeah.
It's a good use of it, I think. Definitely. Definitely a top one.
Smart man.
Mousesports in the eco are being battered.
Surprising rounds to lose so far. That 1v1, that 1v3 from Bubble, 1v2, 1v3.
Yeah, it's 1v3. Yeah, there have been quite a few rounds that really could have gone either way. This one, more one-sided. It was an eco from Mousesports. But 2 clutches in a row for E-Frag on T-side. Again, though, this is the issue with them. Like, typically, in this situation, it'd be like, oh, the Terrorists have got a great start, and 4 rounds on the T-side already is huge on Inferno. But remember, their CT side often is really, really poor. So, I feel like Mousesports, if you play the team here, you're completely fine with how this has started. Obviously, you prefer that you were a 4-1 lead, but it's not the end of the world. Like, you can keep your head in the game. Nico with another peak, he's so aggressive. Every round he is so aggressive. But he's getting kills. The question is, though, is a 1-for-1 trade worth in that situation? I feel like that favours the Terrorists, right?
Pretty much every time, especially on this map, the rotations are just brutal, so this puts so much pressure on Dennis now. I mean, they know that he can't cover. There's only one person covering an angle. He's most likely at New Box. It's just the single best place to play the site from. The issue is that when you always play there, you will eat nades. You will have fire angles covered, and there you don't even get a kill. So that's the tough part about that situation.
Bomb has been planted.
It all starts with that 1-for-1.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think Dennis is too happy with the constant peaks that Nico's going for. Maybe needs to dial it back a tiny bit. And Kale in a pretty solid position in this 3 versus 1 now, and really nothing God B could hope to achieve. So yeah, it's strange how that one aggressive play can have such a knock-on effect for the rest of the CTs.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is a map that it's easy. It's so much more easy to punish mistake because like it just takes so long to get to the other site that like if you really are going to commit, then there's always a chance that they could rock back, and if you do commit, like you're still going to take a long time to get there, and it's like, so if you want to like run into a site after you get a kill, there's a good chance that you're going to get to that
damage already right off into this round. Nico again goes aggressive this time. It's completely understandable for me. He's got the deagle.
Every time. Every single round he has a deagle. He gets a 1D.
Aimbot built into the gun, confirmed. Wait,
Is it his brain? Is it his hands?
yeah, he's got an aimbot in his brain. That must be it. It's the only explanation. Dude is ridiculous. This team is still losing 5-1, still trailing, and even though that sick one-tap lands, eFrag still have the advantages in their favor. They still have the utility, they still have the better weapons overall. But the issue is now that after that one-tap, Mousesports have stacked 4 players on A, and eFrag don't seem like they're too interested in rotating back through B via Banana. I think they want to go for this. Nico doesn't connect the second shot. And now you're probably going to see eFrag barrel through CT side, through Speedway, and try and get up onto B from behind. But look at this, got B very quickly reacting. Is coming in, but Victor was watching it. There was a chance there was a window, an opportunity to maybe bring this back in favour of Mousesports. Maybe Nexus still got that vote for him. Misses a couple shots there with the deagle. Beamer gets across to the site. Dennis is suddenly going to be the next in the firing line, and 7 seconds to play with. Bomb's been planted. Chris J's P250 is all that stands between eFrag and the 6th round, and he's not able to do anything from that. eFrag get it again. 6 rounds already.
Just no further T-sides, and some of these rounds are super close, like late round situations. I really do expect Mouse to take this round here. Like every single time they've had guns, it's come down to a 1v1. And because of the CT side advantage, because it's Mousesports, they should be able to just that's just one out unless eFrag are able to capitalize on another mistake, but they should have learned by now like everything that they've done wrong. And I think if they straight up play around passively, they should have no problem just sealing it up. I don't think. Like this is a map where like yeah, you can go aggressive banana, and yeah, you can go aggressive app when you need to for information sometimes, but it's not like the fast where like you don't have good cover in the site. You have great cover on both sites and but the only reason you do go aggressive is so that you have faster rotation, more information. But if you need to put a round on the board and you can't get away playing aggressively, there's actually no shame in playing passively. On banana though, you can play 4 banana pretty safely, I think.
The very aggressive play here from Mousesports again. 2 players pushed down. Nico taking point. In actual fact, he could even try and get himself round the back of mid. That's how aggressive he is right now. Could be a timing thing once again. Second play of Dennis, who was there with him, his partner in crime, he's going to start to rotate round. They got a lot of information from being in this position. So it's allowing Dennis to do just that, 30 seconds. Here comes the pop flash out from Chris J. Can have a quick peek with his orb. Oh, he switches too fast. I don't think he got a shot off.
No, it's
Oh, man. That's so awkward for Chris J. They're lining up for Dennis. And he's going to put down the damage. Now, God, B's been traded out. eFrag are getting kills in the dying embers of this round. And it's going to be more than enough. Dennis is going to have to force on through with low HP. 7-1 for eFrag.
Unreal. What a map to lose this would be. We're banana control, and they rotated one off towards A, and basically had the exact setup they needed to win a round. The only thing that could... No, I mean, they had the exact setup. The rotate came in time, like the arch, there was just... Like, Dennis was there, and then, you know, Chris is at arch, he couldn't find a frag, and everyone just got traded out poorly. Like, eFrag ran into a 4-man stack with Mousesports having top or bottom banana control, and still couldn't win. Still could not win. They didn't do anything wrong. Like, they just had to hit shots and make it.
You can see now that because Nico's been here so often, and because they respect and don't want to just straight up face him, they're going to molly him instead and force him off. So that's 54 damage done to Nico, just from that one Molotov. Yes, the Kevlar. Round losses coming in. This is, I wouldn't necessarily say a similar position to how the first map went, but they were 5-0 behind Mousesports, or 5-1 behind, I should say. I managed to come back from that deficit, but that's Overpass. Like that's a very different map altogether. And the way eFrag have been performing here, you wouldn't expect Mousesports to stop this onslaught anytime soon. There's the next couple frags for eFrag as well. I don't know how you analyze this game. Just E-Frag is at a different level to Mousesports.
I don't know. Again, against like two 1v1s, a pistol round. They want an eco. Like I don't know. The aim is there, and then they edge out a couple of clutch rounds. They've earned themselves some saves. That round they ran right into a stack and still won. And well, yeah, what more can you say? The 2 ops are out.
Yeah, Mousesports trying to change things up. Thing is though, Nico's trying to change things up with the AWP, but he's basically doing the same thing he's been doing with the Deagle and the M4. So it doesn't really stop E-Frag from just approaching the same way. That is something different from Chris J. Nice peek out. Got B now with the M4, gets traded out, but because the terrorists all pushing through the same direction, that's much better from Mousesports. Chris J with 2 kills. And 4 kills actually. He got 2 of the opening picks and then finished things off as well. So very nicely done by him. 2 to 8 though, and still Mousesports with a mountain to climb.
Yeah, I think E-Frag will feed off this. They aren't the type of team to just like get it 8 rounds and be like, wow, we got so lucky in these 8 rounds on T side. They're like, no, we expect to win every single T round. So I think they'll continue to mount off the end, keep the pressure on as they've got the money up, which is a huge advantage. Like, you don't even need to get economy when they're on the T side. They have that too. So the only thing that's not going to allow them to do is lead by.
What I will say is, though, that even though Nico is playing the same spot and is consistently eating Molotovs and smokes, that's actually putting a lot of the pressure off the CTs going through into the latter round if they survive that long, because there's like a Molotov and a smoke being used just to deal with Nico, and they're not even killing him in that respect either. It's like just dealing with his initial peaks. So this could catch up with E-Frag eventually. Like, Nico's still doing a job there. Got B 1-1 and 8, then it's 2-2 and 8. They haven't had too many opportunities to get frags. Their economy's never really been in a stable position this entire game, but now it's super important they can keep this momentum going forward after winning that, after losing 7 or 8 in a row.
Oh man.
Oh, Dennis! Oh, so unfortunate. They almost lined up for him there. But it is B being taken. And because Nico went for the quick rotation onto A, assuming that would be the call, this is completely open for E-Frag to plant on with 20 seconds. Oh, he just got ults. Bob trying to plant the bomb. I did not catch that. I saw that from the perspective of the bubble. So the bomb has not gone down just yet. Now Chris J's going back in for seconds. He drops down. Victor's going to headshot him. Nico's now close by with the AWP. But it's Nexus doing the work. 2 frags for him. Nico's been dropped. They know where the last player is on new boxes. But the question is, can they deal with him? This is a similar position to where Bubble clutched from previously. Is history going to repeat itself? This nightmare going to continue for Mousesports? No is the answer. They both have defuse kits. This is going to be around to Mousesports. The issue is they lost 3 players, and this is still going to hurt them.
Yeah, somewhat. They do win the round. It was a little bit scary there. I think Chris J jumping over Swills was a bit unnecessary with the op. That seemed a little bit yellow, but yeah, he did just get a 4K, so who am I to talk? And he also stopped the bomb from being planted, which I think he wanted to do when he jumped up on the spools, but jumping over, I think, was where it just was a little too risky. Like, he didn't need to do that, but yeah, it ended up being next to clean it up. And that's what. Whoa, Dennis! Wow, I think. Oh, and the great cleanup off the back of that from Miko.
I suppose a small slight saving grace for E-Frag as they're at least able to get their hands on the bomb. It didn't drop on the other side of that smoke, but it is only a slight saving grace because they're still well and truly behind. And so much time to play with as well for Dreamer. He's got the bomb, but that's pretty much all he has going for him this round. 3 players B, 1 on A. The thing is though that if Mousesports just stack B and don't respect Dreamer, he could get onto the A site, land the killing blow on Nex and get a bomb plant, which would be completely unnecessary for Mousesports. So I think that's what maybe Dreamer is looking for right now. Like his quest, his mission, should he choose to accept it, is to get that bomb planted.
I feel like the longer they wait, the more they believe he's actually just going to come back to B.
Yeah. That's it, really. But then again, if Nex can just get this shot when he crosses, It's all for naught. And now we do start to see Mousesports rotating themselves onto A. He saw the barrel of the gun just sticking out there. I'm almost certain he did. Oh, oh again! Oh, that hurts.
What the heck? That's rough.
Well done. That just happened.
Man, we went too deep into that analysis for that to happen.
We're like, you get the bomb down, he can do that. Nope, he's not going to get the kill next and die.
Just
Awkward.
whiff twice on a perfect peak for him, and then die to another person. Yep.
He did almost everything right up until that point. I kind of feel sorry for him.
Yeah, he changed it that time. He really caught himself hard, but oh whoa! I think Chris J thought that smoke was a lot wider than it was.
Two opening peaks from Mousesports, just still looking for information. Make that 3.
Hello.
God B. That's A open. That's just the round over, like straight up. Saves in for Mousesports and bomb planted for E-Frag. What was that?
Yeah, Scott thought it's gonna be apps control or something, and that maybe he walked down a boiler. Yeah, it's easy with X-ray.
Well, that's true. We do have the benefit of being able to see things. A lot more information than the players can see, but I don't know. That was just a complete collapse from Mousesports. The 2 first frags, at least, were picked off as a result. I would say kind of positional errors from Mousesports. Like Chris J, as you said, with that smoke, completely caught him off, and then the second kill comes in, pushing through apps.
Yeah, he just held that for way too long, and like I don't think he thought that marks is that they cross right in front of the scope, but he was wrong about that.
Let's see what impact that has on the economy of Mousesports. We'll be forcing again Nico with his Deagle, Mag 7 for God B, AWP for Chris J, a couple of M4s as well. They lose this round, they could be eyeing up an 11-4 deficit on their CT side. Now, E-Frag CT side is shaky, but I don't think it's that shaky to come back from that kind of a lead.
Oh,
Let's see.
Yeah. I didn't play 2 sets of blue, I don't know about. That's I don't know. It's their game to lose for sure. They're hitting shots too.
Let's see if Mousesports can salvage these last 2 with this mixed bag of weaponry. They're using their weapons to their strengths, I would say. Using the Deagle at Banana's great. Using the Mag 7 close range here would also been pretty solid had Godby not just been ripped. And next doesn't get that spray down. So Nico to 1 versus 3. There's the first one. Dreamer's 1 hit away from death, and so is Spiley if he can land a headshot. That grenade though knocks him down to 16. He's got an AK-47 as well by his hands, and there we go. The problem is that there's so many angles to cover when you come back onto that site that it's always going to favour the T's in that position.
Yeah, it's a nightmare, the amount of angles at A site, especially with the truck. Just the truck alone creates like 4 angles. It's a horrible thing. Monstrosity of an entity in the game. I hate it.
Here we go.
No one was even there and I'm mad about it. But yeah, now it's gonna be a it's very light buy. Like whatever you can put together buy. Next in Nico with Deagle. Nico has to spend that money on Deagle, I mean. He's gonna get I can't believe it.
Good, you know it.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Every single eco round he's gotten a 1D on
Starts things off nicely for Mousesports. Oh, Spiley there. Through the smoke. Nasty. Next is going to try and retaliate. Pushes through the Deagle. Can't get anything done. Probably be a bit disappointed with that one. But Dennis did take down Bubble. Bob's in a great position. There's the first one. But he's put the second player. I'm not entirely sure. But he tries to scurry his way out of apps. In doing so, gets caught from Dreamer. And now Nico is the last defending player on A for the time being for Mousesports. So Dennis is moving in, making tracks. Bomb planted in the back, the left site. Nope, they decide instead behind the opening box. The Molotov lands on. It's no big deal though for E-Frag. It's not going to bother them too much. And even if it did land, to be honest, that Molotov, no one could capitalize on it anyway. The smoke being down, Dennis didn't have any vision, but it doesn't seem to matter. And there's the headshot from Nico. This gives Mousesports a glimmer of hope if they can win the pistol. And a round that really, you wouldn't expect them to win, and it all starts again, surprise, surprise, and ends with Nico.
Yeah. Again, yeah, Nico on Ecos is just, it's just, I don't know if there's anyone better to have on an Eco at this point. He's consistently gotten a 1D on NKL every single round on Banana that they were saving, or any round that he had a deagle in general. It's really crazy. But, EFrag have 10 rounds going on the CT side. I mean, they gotta win 6 rounds on CT. They can't do that. They really, really need to work on things, because like they did it to Mousesports too. They did 10 rounds T side Mousesports. Therefore, they should be able to do 20 rounds on CT side to Mousesports. Like, it's just the map gives you the advantages, you know? Like, I'm not even talking to you because I know you know. I'm just saying you know,
I know, you know, I know. It's all good.
Yeah.
So Mousesports. A crucial round, really. This could be the difference, and I know this is quite a bold claim, but this could be the difference between LAN or not. This one round.
Jesus.
I know, right?
Why do you have to say it like that, dude?
I know. That's how important it is. They had to win all 4 maps today, and this is their ticket back into the map right here, right now. And I'm sure they know it as well. They'll be trying not to think about it. They'll be trying to just plow on regardless, and that's what they do. But Eggtail with 1 frag, and he's still alive to take his second. And that is massive for EFrag. If he dies without getting either of those kills, or even just 1, that's a trade that Mousesports take, but a 2-for-1 is not worth.
The bomb.
Bubbles up to mid. Ooh, next gets 1 and a second. What a shot that was. Spy leader, 1v3. They know where he is, so therefore they're going to go B, but they must know that there's a pretty quick rotation time for Spy leader as well. He can get into position here. They have a smoke, so that at least they can smoke that position off, and that's what they've just done. Oh, this is next level if they rotate back to A now.
They definitely should. We just saw Chris J clear out A, and he knows that that spy leader hasn't rotated there, so it's just a safe play, best bet. Because I can tell they want to go to LAN.
He's a great deal to them, of course, yeah. There's the bomb planted. Spy leader's head must be all over the place, and now splattered all over the wall. After a round that constantly had him going backwards and forwards, the Mousesports do take it. Maybe that's the golden ticket they were looking for.
I have like a chocolate factory down like a couple of blocks away. It's like a few blocks away. It's like a... Oh, what's like the chocolate... Hershey's? No, Hershey's isn't the big brand. What's the brand above like that owns her? I don't even know. Anyways, it smells great.
I was like, this is NA chocolate. I have no idea. We don't really get it that much over here.
What chocolate was in Willy Wonka? Who makes Willy Wonka's like chocolate that they sell in stores now, like the popularized version?
I have no idea.
You guys don't know.
I think there's a couple cultural differences there. Plus buy-in from EFrag at least. No huge surprises there. 3 CZs. That's interesting. Not something you see too often. So clearly opting for that over the 5-7 counterpart. It's only Dreamer that has is repping that for his team. P250 for Bubble. EFrag just backing away. Sometimes you'll see teams in this kind of position look for the information and maybe play aggressive and try and hold aggressive angles, but EFrag are pretty much as passive as you can get here. Pretty standard round actually overall.
They're looking for this 1 frag at a time, and yeah, Dreamer's got this passive angle. It's such a good one for him. Look at that, can't even get flashed.
Ooh, the headshot. That's connected, looking for a second one. Dreamer hasn't quite managed to pick it off, but here comes the retaliation, pushes in, and EFrag seemingly not able to do too much. The bomb hasn't been planted, but it will be shortly. Victor can't do anything.
Dreamer from Kick could have easily got that with just some RNG on balcony. That would have been, that would have almost been a round if they were able to just delay for the plant long enough. That was so close. That whole round was so close. Mousesports ran right into their trap, like 4 players there, 1 player, Banana just spotting, not really even doing anything in terms of a distraction. And that is a risk you run, you know. You can take time to work the map, but at a certain point you gotta step feet into the enemy territory if you want to get that information, and then at that point do you commit, because you're running out of time, so sometimes even a gamble stack will get met by a gamble push. Here we do have the bait strat onto B. With the whole team rotating out.
Yeah, everyone moving together.
YOLO, bro.
Oh no, Mousesports, don't do it.
Oh boy.
Don't do it. This could get messy. Do I have anyone going up to B to check either? Or maybe Chris J's gonna be that man.
Because Efrag moved across the map like Nico, you know what I mean? He knew it was gonna happen in the future.
Got their time machines.
Yep. So they're gonna go back to feed. Okay. Feed right into their fear. They are down a man, but they get the feed right into their fear.
There's Nico again. Still keeping the CTs interested on A side just in case there is a push on there. But they're suddenly going to become very aware that's not the case. They really have much to save, not really, so I'm expecting them to go for this retake. Just a couple P250s, that's it. So now we'll probably see them all 4 of them push together now, back onto the site, see what they can get done.
We've done it possible.
Ooh, Nico gets spotted and fragged. That could be all they were asking for, really, from this round, get an AK. Victor has it. And backs on away as well. If they can save this, it'll be pretty big free frag.
Dude, hear the reload though. Maybe not.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to keep this AK. They're not going to keep Spiley alive, but again, he only had a P250. Has Victor been spotted? No, they're spraying through the walls. And he will survive. So, E-Frag. Real test now of their defense. The first 3 rounds go the way after the pistol. You're kind of half expecting that. But now is the time when E-Frag need to step up. Or Mousesports will be right back into this game. I mean, they already are right back into this game, but maybe too close for comfort if E-Frag lose this round as well. 3 players on B. They double nade them. I know, I think they did. And they're double stacking this as well. It's a much better hold. 3 frags for them.
It's a very appropriate setup and just really nice shooting. And that does leave like Mousesports in a horrible position. They got lots of time left on the clock with 2v5. You know, E-Frag really didn't have to exhaust many smokes. They don't have options here. They don't have info. They don't have map control. At least they have eyes on mid, but that's about it. And you know, E-Frag, knowingly enough, don't have to play forward anything anymore. They can play completely passively. There's just impossible to lose this round. The only way you would lose it if you were to push up the car or something like that.
Yeah, I fully agree. As long as they stick in position, that's it. It's done. They've got smokes they can throw down. This does mean it's going to dissipate, and there's going to be like a good 30 or so seconds to push them through. But still, when you look at the positions of both Victor and also I think that's Bubble that's on the site, and then you've got Spy Leader who's holding the angle from CT spawn. There's just really no hope. Oh, I say that. Nico, are you going to do something crazy again? There's a Molotov as well. Second headshot for him. Even a bomb plant in this scenario is a fairly good result, I would say. Nico's looking for more frags. The bomb has been planted. And a 3rd kill, surely not. Is he going to pick up a 4th? He goes for that pre-fire through the smoke and won't get anything else done. But you know, to pick up 2 or 3 kills and a bomb plant from that situation, that is a solid round for Mousesports.
That's absolutely unreal. That they were able to get 3 kills, let alone a plant. Like, yeah, he got that first shot, and then like he gets the 2nd kill, and then it just gets so crazy. I don't know. It's unreal that he can do that. Nex and Chris J are also like up there right now. 16, 15, 19. Everyone's kind of where they should be. So Gob is definitely lagging behind here, but a couple of entries can make up for anything, like really on this map. If you were to get 2 kills top banana beginning of the round, our teammates at A just saved like right away. It's the only map that happens because the rotates are so drastically long.
Not sure what the reason for this pause is. I think Nico just asked as well, so hopefully we're going to find out. 1 minute and go. Pauses. Don't you just love them?
No, I don't. Are you joking?
I'm being totally serious, mate. Mad? We've had quite a few pauses today off these two best of twos. Next match is Lounge Gaming versus eFrag as well. So eFrag's day is not done just yet. So hopefully, if they do have some issues, they can be resolved before that. Otherwise, I don't think we'll ever end up finishing this day of casting. Right, go. Awesome. We're going to be back into the action here.
Mm-hmm.
So how's eFrag's buy looking? Losing those 3 players definitely hurts them. That's going to be a FAMAS as a direct result of losing those weapons. What does Dreamer have? P2000, he's almost certainly got a weapon. Okay, he's got an AK-47. So it's not too bad, but equipment value-wise, they're not too far ahead of Mousesports. And just a couple kills, and maybe this round, the Mousesports will have eFrag unlikely an eco. One mass-wielding player of NKL is going to be holding quad. His counterpart on Arches, Bubbles, just been tagged down to 14. So the early signs looking good for Mousesports. Still plenty of grenades to play with for eFrag though. It's important, I feel, that they went for that FAMAS rather than the M4 and then have no grenades on NKL, so at least he is still useful with the smoke that he had before. Yeah. The grenade and the flashbang as well.
Yeah, it's the FAMAS defense, so it's like a little bit better than other ones.
The skin, it adds everything.
Yes.
Just one player on B though.
Yeah, running right into the stack. Oh my!
Oh,
whoa!
God B.
Back.
Back! God B only has 5 kills, but that was a pretty important one that he just picked up there. The entry onto Arches is going to keep one player on B, and this is a sensational call. If this is all off the back of that one pick, this is fantastic shot calling from God B. They're going to let that Molotov go away so that there isn't any indication, and now you can see there is a lurker in effect. It's going to be Dennis. What could he get done here? There's a frag for him. Just 2 players left for eFrag. The bomb being planted, the fact that they're so low is going to pretty much finalize this round, and eFrag will be saving once more.
This is going to be a long game, Metuz. It's going to be a very long game. They, Mousesports play, I think Mousesports have even slowed it down, like, from, like, how slowly they play, or used to play. I feel like they didn't always play this slow, and now, like, recently I've been playing, like, super slow. I might be wrong about that. But it's been a lot of last second executes. I mean, they really put in to take advantage of, map control and make sure they win rounds. And that's honestly the best way to win around Inferno. I like teams that move fast and like have fast strats and stuff like that. On Inferno though, I think that it's definitely the ideal way to play is to work map controls and control rotations because you get the most out of it. Like on Cash, you can control a rotation, but sometimes the rotations are so fast that like you could fake a site and then accidentally have someone in the other site like too soon because it's just like mid to A or mid to B. It's too quick.
Yeah, they have been playing relatively slow, haven't they? And originally I was going to say, oh, maybe that's just against the eFrag because they're quite an aggressive team and you want to, you know, almost make themselves be their own worst enemy, but they were like this against Titan as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a very interesting point that you raise. And being able to mix things up, maybe something that they can pull out of their sleeve going through into the future. But the problem is that for me, in this last couple of best of twos, like, yes, they won against Titan, but sometimes the slow rounds really cost them big and worked against them. Sometimes it was the fast executes when Nico and Nex have the freedom to just land frags and London rounds. And there's Dreamer and NKL again. So, a great hole for eFrag. I thought that may be them just slipping away, you know, with that previous loss with the poor economy, but nope, they're right back in this.
Nope, they're right. They are right back in it, and it's economically favoring them. Mousesports are going to put together a buy here. It's not going to be great, and if you really wanted to bring it to the late round, you got to have nades for that. So What's going on here? Okay. I don't know. This is gonna be really hard to oh my god.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm done.
If you're done, just imagine how Bubble feels right now. It's like, yeah, I've got an assault rifle and one tap. Good night, sweet prince. Got to be pushing through with the AK onto Archer. He's going to spot himself. Spy leader doesn't get the kill. Does do a lot of damage. The rest of his team is doing the work though. And again, the rounds just going back and forth. The last 5 rounds have gone either way. So T, CT, T, CT, T again. And this is just going to hamper EFRAG the longer this goes on for. Typically in these games of economic chicken, the terrorists will win. Just purely off the basis that their buy-up is a lot cheaper.
Yeah, it's up to EFRAG to string together rounds. And, you know, I don't even know. This is kind of starting to clearly... Excuse me, I had to sneeze. It's starting to clearly, or slowly, swing back into the favor of EFRAG. You know, pistol, yeah, sure, that's Mousesports', or what am I trying to say here? It's actually gone so back and forth that Mousesports are trying to get a grasp on their economy, while EFRAG are trying to just put together 2 rounds in a row to get a stable footing, and it seems like there's not enough data to tell just yet, but every time Mousesports are able to put together a rifle round, EFRAG put together their own, and it's quite simply so back and forth that, as you mentioned, it should favor the T side, but that really depends on if EFRAG's round wins are enough to make up for the amount of ecos that Mousesports will earn for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I guess EFRAG are 2 steps closer to winning, right? With the 2 rounds advantage they have, so if it does keep going back and forth, of course they're in a good position. They're a team as well that will often force buy and often get very good results from that as well, so I guess all bets are off in that sense, you know, of what should happen. But Mousesports decide that aggression is key in this round, and they are getting kills across the board, and this could be the round that finally breaks the economy well and truly of EFRAG and forces them into one of their first ecos. Bubble and NKL have the CZs with the armors. It's a 3-on-2 though, with an M4 as well in play. That Molotov's not going to deter Nico. He's in a good position. There's the first frag, looking for the second, but Bubble just comes in, lands a shot on him, looks for the second, can't get anything done. 12-11.
And yeah, Mousesports are officially in this again, and I think that a lot of things work against EFRAG on their CT side, because they're just not very good at it, and it's hard to say why. Now, it seems like they're playing a lot more of a strong CT side, but then their kryptonite seems to be, as you mentioned, Mousesports' playstyle being as slow as it is now. You know, they believe it's the best style. Why? Probably because it works the best on them. And I think that, with that being said, Mousesports, with their experience and aimers, there is a really low chance that EFRAG will actually be able to bring this half out. I mean, just looking at how many T rounds have been won by Mousesports and how slow they've taken it. Which my brain is just so confused because I thought EFRAG was going to win this whole time.
Yeah, me too, especially after that first half performance, where they took it 5-10 on their T side.
We must just have tiny brains, that is.
That's it. We know nothing, Jon Snow. So Bubble's the only player to die so far for EFRAG. I suppose Mousesports is coming alive at the right time. You know, it's not necessarily how you start, it's how you end it that counts. Nico with 2 kills. Now Victor with the P250. They've been really strange rounds as well, in the sense that in the previous match, we had so many 1v1s. We had so many like huge highlight reel worthy plays. This doesn't seem to have gone that way, like, whatsoever. This has been... It's been an interesting game, but for very different reasons, I would say. It's not necessarily been like the most enjoyable game to cast or watch, but it's so close.
Yeah, this is definitely strategy heavy. It's chess pieces moving around very slowly, and it's late round executions. I even have trouble watching because watching like teams that do this, like Flipside, like Navi, and I guess Mousesports now, that move so slowly because I have trouble in my mind justifying the amount of time spent while looking for map control and big wow, going back momentum.
This is an interesting situation. Back up the round because somebody DC'd, but then eFrag have got the advantage and they win the round. So does that still stand?
Do they want it to? Hello?
So typically you go a player down right off the back of the first couple seconds, and it's like, okay, that team's going to lose.
They agreed to restart. What?
But they said back up the round as soon as he left. So even though eFrag win,
look at Chris J.
Oh man.
Why is this? Why wouldn't you just? Kevin's like trying to talk sense into them.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Kevin.
Victor ran down mid by himself. I don't know.
Yeah. Wait for him then do it. So another pause coming in. Whew. You know what I'm scared of? Like Lounge Gaming typically have a lot of issues with their internet, and so eFrag, like next best of 2, could last about 7 hours by itself.
Did you say 7 hours?
Yeah. I may be exaggerating a tiny bit.
Oh.
Just a tiny bit.
I've got like...
So who are you playing tonight then in your match? What's your team called?
Frag Machines.
Frag Machines. And who you play?
Let me double check. We've got like so many matches scheduled.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Launders is a pretty solid CS player, and he's got a game later tonight, so he's got a super long day. Like, I don't know how many hours of casting this is going to end up being, like 6 hours or something. And then after that, he's got like an hour break, and then he's into a match himself. That is that's dedication for you, ladies and gents, to the CS course.
I'm looking for a Red Bull sponsorship.
Shameless. Waiting for client to respond. So there's some issues with eFrag right now.
We're playing Loaded.
Loaded. Nice. Good luck. I assume that's a BO1.
Yeah, BO1.
So it's Bubble that's having the issues right now.
It's Bubble, you said?
Yeah, Bubble DC'd in that round.
Buble.
Do we have any idea on... Right, Bubble is not back yet. Do we have any idea on how long this is going to take? Like, if we should throw us to a break or...
100% we should throw it to a break.
Okay, right, we'll be right back, guys. Hopefully Alex is here. So we'll be right back in just a few moments when we jump back into the action once Bubble is back in the hot seat.
Also have like stable job opportunities for people who want to stay in. Things like players like Moses, you know, they got out early and they said, okay, you know, I'm gonna cast because I got a speaking voice. I still want to be a part of the game. I want to make money doing it. I want to travel, all this stuff, and so everyone's got their own paths. For me, like, there's nothing better than playing, but at the end of the day, there are also other things I enjoy doing. I was gonna say something else. I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I guess we can talk about it another time as we're actually gonna finish this 25th round. Maybe.
Hopefully. Wonder if we are going to be able to get past this boss, as it were. But here we go. Back into the action again. Identical buyout from both teams, I didn't expect here. Mousesports taking more apps control than they have in the previous 2 times that we've been on round 25. But it is a very similar push. It's by and large up mid with one player banana. That has been a consistent factor. But then again, that is a fairly standard T strat anyway. That's nothing out of the ordinary. And honestly, this match has been very slow paced. Mousesports, especially on their T side, like CT side, they're very passive. But that's what you come to expect from Inferno. Just generally, it's a fairly passive map for CTs. But on the T side, they are taking a long time to get into sites.
Oh no.
That's so awkward. Chris J just executes his teammate and then gets wrecked himself, and just like that, Mousesports have 15 seconds.
They should pause.
Pause, I'm triggered.
God. Dude, that's actually the second off headshot TK today from Christian.
Oh, that's so unlucky though at the same time. Just like the timing
Dude,
to...
Gavi just slid it.
It was funny as hell though to watch that from the perspective of Chris J just executing his teammate.
This little head just slide into the crosshair. Poor Chris, he had that shot lined up too. Actually would have got the kill. Yeah. I'm watching it again on this.
I so wish I had
Oh
to
yeah, and
stream
then
that.
Bubble shoots him in the head right
Yeah.
after. Oh man.
It's the 1-2 punch knockout from Efrag. And you do
Chris.
wonder what kind of effect those pauses has on players as well, right? Like, having to replay the same round twice, delays of, I don't know, 10-15 minutes in between playing the 24th and what eventually was a 25th round. That can have an impact on some players, you know? You can lose focus a tiny bit, you can lose concentration. You're only a human being after all, you know?
It can be a reset for sure.
Mm-hmm. A lot of discussions could be made as well for both teams and their tactics, or what they want to change, or what they think of vulnerabilities in the other team. The flashes and the smokes are going to be exchanged over on Banana entrance on the B side. There's Bubble, he's going to get one, looking for a second as well. Gets taken down from Dennis. 2 players left on A, 2 on B. 2 players on A are in pretty good positions. Pit is always going to be an issue for terrorists to try and flash out of the danger zone, as it were. NKL's on the side with the command, picks up the shot. Here comes the Pit player, which is Dreamy. He'll be disappointed he didn't get at least 1 kill on that exchange. Now 2 on 4. Smokers came down. Oh, Chris J with a quick reactions picks off Spy Leader. Now Victor's in his 2 versus 1. And the back and forth rounds continue potentially for Mousesports if they can secure this round for themselves. There's the defuse kit. He's holding on to the site. He's going to the defuse kit, pulls off and will be picked off from God B.
Surprisingly enough, that was just a warning shot from Gob, and he actually was expecting someone to peek boiler. Probably could have got away with like being on the bomb for an extra second as Gob like went for another peek, and then maybe, just maybe, he gets the kill. Maybe he gets the defuse. Excuse me. Now Efrag on the back foot and are spending a lot of money here. Oof, all their money. They definitely can do it. 5 smokes, close angles. This map is very, very friendly to eco. Force up.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of close angles for the CTs to hold. Again, though, with the score being as it is, Efrag, they're on the cusp of maybe bowing out to this map. Mousesports going to be kept at bay from those smokes for now. There's still 2 smokes in the hands of Efrag. One's on Bubble, one's on Victor. Victor's on the site, so he's going to be able to throw that back down afterwards, replenish the smoke wall. And, no huge surprises what Mousesports are doing. Just chilling in mid. Taking the time.
That sounded so passive-aggressive, Metuz.
It was. I'm triggered as hell right now.
Yeah, so triggered about this. I don't know, we were just talking about this, but Mousesports just have slowed down so much. I feel like they're trying to get into a position where they're playing like ideal CS, and I'm not even sure that playing like this slowly is, but it might like stylistically be. But I can say one thing for sure, that it is harder to play slowly than it is to play quickly, and maybe that's just a testament to having, you know, an IGL that's willing to do the work. That being said, Probably in a good spot. Yes, he is.
And KL through the smoke with the CZ. Ooh, that would have been crazy if he picked off both of those shots with a snap back onto the head of the player at the back of the site. Now Dreamer's last alive, and well, there's nothing he can do. Just save the 5/7 armor, the defuse kit, and the HE. I agree. I think playing slow definitely is more of a difficult task to do on the T side.
Originally, it was only Navi to do it.
Yeah.
Even Hellraisers, the other team, Eastern European team, you would think maybe would do it. Really didn't play slow at all. They played really quickly. Navi just played slow every single round. And every 5 rounds they would rush something. And
Terrorists win.
I don't know. The only reason I don't necessarily believe in it is because I haven't seen it be the perfect strategy. Like, I haven't seen the best team in the world, right, play extremely slowly. That's why I'm hesitant to say why even bother, right? Why make the round so much more difficult, stressful? Why make the game so much longer for yourself when there hasn't even been a team that's played slowly and been the best team in the world? Because I think that's the thing to do. It's not like Mousesports lacking talent to play like a team like Fnatic or something, but at the same time, the players themselves are different, and their countries, and they have a different style of playing CS individually probably as well. Nice kill there. This is important. Match point.
I think my concern for Mousesports is that they don't become just a slow team, and that they do still have the switch up in pace and tactics to play aggressively as well. Because we haven't really seen many of those rounds today. Like, they've pretty much all been slow, and that's kind of where I'm a bit perplexed and slightly worried to an extent. Because maybe it'll work against the likes of eFrag, and that's no disrespect to eFrag as a team. But against the Fanatics, the TSMs, I'm not sure Mousesports would get away with as many rounds as they have today. That's kind of the concern for me. But that being said, in this round, 40 seconds left, Mousesports do have a player advantage. Make that 2 players advantage as Dreamer goes looking and gets caught. Nova's not going to do anything in the hands of Bubble. And KL now with the CZ. And again, it's going to be a save.
Yeah, oh my goodness. I would definitely have to listen to classical music if I was playing just for like the majority of rounds. The footsteps don't even matter. I wonder if it's the aspect, because there's only so much maps to work, and sometimes you can get that top and eye control relatively quickly. You can get bracket control relatively quickly. I'll admit Inferno takes a long time, more than other maps to work the map control, but if you do that, then why wait so much longer just to go for the 10-second execution?
Terrorists win.
What is that's something I don't know what the thought process is behind it. When I see it work, it's usually 2 entries come out immediately. I guess it's just pushing CTs to recede all the way into the least favorable angles possible, and that's why we always see it work. Like, when Flipside do it and it just works every round, it's like, it seems like it's not going to work, and all of a sudden 10 seconds in, 2 headshots, bomb plant, and the round's over. And you wonder how to do it over and over again. Maybe it's just because they know how to, they just really push the CTs back into the worst possible angles and make them really predictable. I'm not sure.
My perspective whenever I'm playing this game and against a really slow T side, it's like my worst nightmare. Because I get so antsy. Like, I have to...
That's what I thought. That's what I thought at first. That's the exact same thought I had.
Yeah.
You just wonder, right? Like, am I in the right spot? Am I on the right side of the map? Do I have enough info right now? Yeah, I feel maybe it is that. I don't know.
You start almost mind gaming yourself to an extent, especially.
Like, that's why I wondered, could you do that to like a pro team? Could you do that to pro players? That's what I was wondering.
I would say on the whole, probably not so much, but just especially when it gets close in these kind of scenarios, you never quite know. Like, when the pressure's mounting, people always react differently. Some people snap, and some people, really step up to the plate. And here we go. Another late execute. This time the spray's down from eFrag. There's Dreamer. This is the issue that sometimes you face off against though when you play slow. That if the execution doesn't quite pay off, or if there's a little aspect that you didn't take into account, suddenly things go horribly wrong.
Yeah, okay, so like, okay, right there. You push them back into their angles, and the farthest you can get without actually executing is top bracket control, period. And so you could still be sightbox watching apps, you could still be safe plant sightbox, you could be backsite, you could be graveyard, you could be moto, you can be 4 places in pit, you could be on balcony. None of those spots can be cleared. So what is the benefit of waiting for like that long and then risking the chance of an angle that you can't clear, especially on a map like Inferno, where like you could just, someone could just mow you down, and then that's what happens.
Well, are we going to go to a second overtime of tonight for Mousesports? Need to win this round, otherwise that's going to be the case.
Has come to it. If we look at the pattern of rounds, it seems like actually EFrag have never put together 2 rounds in a row, but with our luck, it's quad OT, boys.
Just the one player on B that is going to be Victor. Again, Spy Leader playing kind of the floater roll between the 2 sites. Bomb is still in mid, 33 seconds. Chris J pushing up with the AWP. The bomb is in a position where it could still go to either site, but now that time is ticking down, every second counts, and it is going to be an A. Almost an identical set as well. Going to be coming through apps together. 2 players from the CTs are here. Bubble knows that he's walking through there. Suddenly his path has been blocked. And this round is going to go the way of EFrag. Almost guaranteed 5 seconds left. Chris J's last player. I am blown away. We'll go for that same strat again. Almost identical.
I feel like they had a really, I don't know, they set up for the same thing, but because they had so many options, they just like to use the same one. I wonder. They could have like, they had arch control. They could have actually done a B split into CT, which they would have had to worry about a library guy. But like, the lane split wasn't working so well. When they would go arch, it actually worked well, unless Chris J up got B in the face. I'm just looking at the minimap right now, and you know, it's still a standard 2-3. I guess Gob dying, it makes a huge difference.
So this game is going to continue. Somehow, some way, EFrag pulled us back to another overtime. And Mousesports, I don't know. I feel like a broken record at this point, but I like to see them try an aggressive push. I don't mean like an all-out rush onto a site, but, you know, with a minute to play with, maybe 50, 40 seconds rather than the last 20. Because in doing so, you could catch EFrag unaware, right? They may be setting up, thinking, okay, here we go again, 20 seconds, let's get ready. And then suddenly, 20 seconds early, you're pushing. So you may catch somebody with a flash out or a smoke out, convert that into a frag, and then potentially the bomb plant as well. But Mousesports have another 3 cracks at their T side here. So let's see if they can get something done. Here they come.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna ask afterwards, because I really just want to know, like, what is the benefit? What's the benefit that I can't see that like these teams see in it?
I can definitely see the benefit for a couple of rounds, but not consistently. Not every single round out of your T side.
See,
Like,
for
if it's
me, it's
once
like
or twice.
Navi used to do 5 rounds slow and then just rush B, and then their rush would always fail. And then they started just doing all their rounds slow, and then they would like one way more. And I was like, how is that working? I can't even understand how it's working. So obviously I'm missing a benefit, like when it would work. That's a solid hold on what was going to be a
Well, you see it, Nico and Chris J both have no real hope of pushing through onto the site just yet. Molotov stopped them for a few more seconds. Nico's going to throw the smoke to fend off both library and also sight as well. They'll spray coming through the smoke, not landing. Nico's down to 31 now. And Chris J, meanwhile, is snaking his way up Banana. So this could effectively be a 1 versus 1 to set things off to start off with.
Yeah, he's got a smoke Molotov too. That's huge utility.
Needs to get this kill though.
10 seconds. Oh, he needed that. Oh, he needed that so bad. Whole different round when the bomb is down. You have an op. You have a Molotov. You have a smoke. You have a sight to yourself for like 10 seconds. Whole new round.
I just wonder at what point Mousesports T-side starts to creep a tiny bit and they start to second guess themselves. Chris Shea was just the AWP, no grenades, he couldn't afford it after that last round loss. He's pushing up first, he wants that early pick, but E-Frag throw the grenades and just back on away. They could catch out the play here. Spy Leader just spotted the arms. I think it was his arm on his shoulder just peeking across, looking for the grenade. Very unfortunate not to get that kill onto the foil player, but Dennis will finish that one off. Here comes Spy Leader through the smoke. Can he get anything done here? They line up front first. Kill goes down, but not a second. Bomb will be planted as well.
Bomb has been planted.
Efrag, how's your retake looking? That position is Dreamer, so for the time being it's just going to be a retake of 2. Molotov's not going to do really anything to the T's. No one's back at new boxes. There's one in dark spot, 1 second boxes as well, which is Chris J. He's been tagged and finished off, but the time is still ticking down so quickly. It may not even matter in the end of the day, but Efrag coming up with kills. How is this even possible? Nico's still alive. He's going to spray through the smoke. There's the first one. Looking for the second, just making sure the player wasn't defusing, and he did his job. Mousesports do just about, by the skin of their teeth, keep on and take us to 16 all.
That was super nice from Nico because the player below could not see. The player on the bomb could probably see him, but I don't think he had good vision from below that smoke. So for him to hit that spray was very important. They actually did it, and clearly was the reason that they won the round. So always a good player to have come in last. Oh, this push down there.
Yeah, 3 players strong pushing down mid. 2 of which have got all the way through towards T steps. So hyper aggressive play. I'm not sure if I'm bugging or if Kevin's like,
Yeah.
if he's given up on life. I don't know what's
That's
going
what I
on
was
at this
wondering
point.
too.
Just to get the third person view of Chris J. He's checking out that AWP, the profound aggression. In fact, no, it's Nico's AWP, so it's not his own one.
That's his.
Yeah, it's Nico's, but his AWP's called profound aggression, I think.
Yeah. So I thought you were reading the name tag.
Spider Leader. Ooh, nice shot. Looking for a second, gets it as well, Efrag. Looking good on the CT side. They already hate you.
Was it Nico?
Wow. This would be the third, well, maybe even the 4th consecutive time that Nico's dropped to 30, although 2 of those were overtimes. So you get extra rounds to do that. Still, it's impressive, like consistent performance from him. Victor's in pretty much as good a position as you want to be in this kind of scenario, and he is going to pick both of those kills up, giving Efrag a nice advantage going through onto their T sides, which were pretty strong. They picked up 10 of them in total on their T side in regulation time, so you'd expect them to get at least 1 of these. What do you reckon, like 10 overtimes?
Yeah. Yes. At the minimum, I'd say 8. Imagine we set a record. Imagine we just set a record here. Imagine. I just imagine how. Oh, we'd be so triggered. So triggered.
The thing is, well, that Efrag are going directly from this game into the next one against Lounge, so they're going to be also feeling a bit emotionally drained, I'm sure, physically drained after this best of 2. And then they have another really important match to play. But here we go. Second half of first overtime. It's going to be full AKs. I can't really see an AWP coming in here for Bubble. Yeah, full AKs in for E-Frag. Mousesports with 2 AWPs. That's interesting. That is very much a committed round for them. If they lose this, their economy is always going to be struggling, and then they have to try and fend off 2 more rounds to stop themselves losing this. And again, we've already stressed multiple times the importance of this map for them and their LAN hopes. 2 players coming down from Banana from Mousesports. Renee going to be coming up, could land by the feet of Nico, but it's the wrong side of the cast, so he's going to be under 30. He's looking for the boost up. The reason a lot of teams will use this is to get over the smoke so they can still get vision over there and get the pick. But no one was home this time of asking. Slow approach from E-Frag. I feel like Inferno's one of those maps that if both teams are fairly slow, like, you can kind of just let the gameplay speak for itself. Like, the T's are going to look for information, CT's are going to hold fast. Maybe they'll have info at the start of the round, but typically they're not will fall off as they get into position and wait. And it's really about the last 20 seconds. That's when the explosions and the fireworks happen. Up until then is just a bit of foreplay, if you will, of CS. A bit of toing and froing between the 2 teams. Dennis gets caught from behind. For me, that's kind of a mistake. I'm not sure what happened there. He's flashed and tried to back away, and that 1 kill could cost Mousesports so big. But 4 kills in as many seconds. Dreamer's going to try and answer back. He's still got time to get onto the site and plant this. And he's going to do just that. He's a bit worried that someone's coming up mid. That's not the case. He's going to smoke it as well, just to be absolutely sure. Both players could be stacking up. He gets the headshot onto Christian, I think, but it didn't matter. He delivers the AWP in return. 17-17.
And Mousesports need to go for 2 here. How many... Wait, so... Oh, they split rounds. Okay, so it's going to be money on both sides going to the 3rd round. And... Or, wait a moment. Yeah, okay, so we'd need... Mousesports would have to win 2 in a row here, and if Mousesports win this round, E-Frag will still have money because they won 1. Right? Yeah. E-Frag won a T round, right? Yeah, they must have.
Yeah. So again, we're in that very difficult position for both teams where one small mistake can cost so big. And typically what happens in those scenarios is that both teams go passive. Like, unless you get someone that's super ballsy and wants to take the game by the scruff of the neck, like, both teams are just going to kind of sit back and wait for the opposition to make moves. And that's completely understandable. You don't want to throw away so much hard work over like a really dumb impulse decision.
Exactly. And maybe ultimately it is a game of patience. And that's what they're trying to win.
This is one of the more strategic games I've watched in a long time. Both teams really... I think that kind of... Oh my goodness, well be that Molotov. That's awkward.
Really, yeah.
You wanted to throw that in mid
Towards
towards Boiler, but instead it bounced off the truck. I think that analogy you made about the chess board and chess pieces is actually a really good one for this game. I feel like both teams are just trying to outplay the others, put them in positions that they're uncomfortable in. Again, it's the last 10-second execution from E-Frag this time, 7 seconds left. Bomb will be planted. Mousesports have to try and come in and stop this, and their economy is going to be good enough next round to buy the Mousesports. So it's not a complete disaster, but it does mean they have to win the next round to take us into double overtime. Looks to be the case right now. Dennis just wants to pick up the AWP, back away. Guaranteed certain, sure that everyone could get themselves an assault rifle and a healthy buy. This may also play itself into a double AWP setup for Mousesports as well. They may go for another double AWP. We've seen Nico, Dennis, Chris J all use the AWP today for Mousesports. Oh, is he going to be able to keep it though? He's being forced on right now. Misses the no scope and dies.
That's
Again, though, it's not the end of the world though. You look at their economy; they can still afford. Although I think that stops them getting an AWP this round.
I feel like one of them should on E-Frag should just picked up an op, look for an early pick, and then just dropped it for an AK and spawn.
That's a good call. You see a lot of teams do this. They'll go for like even 4 or 5 ups if they have the money for it, then switch across to AKs. Just try and get that death firing squad in mid. Again, this is fast push this time from Refrag. Can Mousesports hold off? It's not looking likely. God B does what he can, but he gets traded out. That's the problem of being in pit. Is fantastic until there's just too many players. And that's Crispin. Break control, but now it's on Victor. He has time to play with. There's the flash. Flashbang comes in as well from the CTs. They have one defuse kit, but they're both going to line up the same position. There's the shot from Victor. Here's the scurrying footsteps of the CTs. They're going to line up from there's the first frag. Can he pull this off? Can he break the hearts of Mouse? Yes, he can! And finishes off the map and the best of 2. A 1-1 draw. Somehow, Victor and E-Frag pull it back.
Oh man, that is so unfortunate after all that for Mousesports to have lost that map. In that 1v2 too, they almost came back on the retake. And Victor, man, and to win it versus Nico too. Nico and Nex, I think. That's tough. That's a rough loss. That map might be make or break, but I don't think it is. They have another map, right?
I think they have another 2 maps, yeah, another best of 2 to play.
Okay, yeah.
So it's the thing is as well though that I don't think Mousesports' future is all in their own hands. I think it depends on how the teams above them also perform, because again, there's like 3 or 4 teams that are battling for that 3rd place. So obviously, getting every single map gives them a better chance at getting there. But as you can see now, it's just been brought up. So Mousesports on 12 points now. After that has been updated because they were on 9, I believe, before. So they're on 12, and then in 3rd position is Hellraisers with 14. So I think they've got one more game, and they have to win that game 2-0 just to tie with Hellraisers. Now, a flip side, or Kingwin in particular, I think a lot of this is going to come down to Kingwin. If Flipside or Kingwin end up winning their remaining games, then there is no way that Mousesports can qualify, right? Because they'll be on 15. So that was the importance of them getting all 4 maps today, is to keep their own future in their own hands. Now it's going to come down to other teams performing or not performing, as the case may be.
Oh, jeez, that's crazy.
Yep, so that's pretty rough. Whereas on the other side of the coin, the other side of the leaderboard, the standings, if you will, we're going to have E-Frag against Lounge Gaming, so it's 9th plays 8th. And it's going to be a real close game, I think. I think this will be a lot more explosive than the previous best of 2. A lot on the line for both teams in a very different way, just trying to keep their way in Pro League and not go back down to main. So I think myself and Launders are going to go and run ahead under a couple of taps and try and wake ourselves back up again. It's been a long, grueling day, including 2 overtimes as well for this last best of 2, guys. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few moments for this next best of 2. I think it's scheduled to start any second now as well.